Hello guys, welcome back to part 2 of vectors and transformation. I can just briefly remind you, on the first video was on vectors, and we were able to look at the magnitude of the vector, the direction of the vector, the midpoint of the vector, and we also found some dimension and part of the vector. And now today we want to look at the transformation. That is the part 2 of vectors. Remember where we came from? We came from magnitude of the vector. We found the direction, the midpoint of the vector, and we are able to look at the position vector. Now we want to now look at how the vectors can be transformed. And now the topic is supposed to be transformation, vectors and transformation. So we go, what is transformation? Transformation is change. You change your position and you change your size or shape. So it could be the process by which the vector changes its position and also its size. So you can change your position, like the vector was somewhere there, then I move it to another position. So I have changed the position in that case. I can also change, let's say this was the vector originally, now I have changed its position to that. But I can also change this vector by transforming its size, meaning I make it bigger. So I can change the position of the vector, and I can also change the size of the vector. So transformation is basically how the vectors can be changed, its position can be changed, or its size can be changed. So we have 4 basic transformation. We will look at the way we can change the size or position of the vector. The first basic transformation is we want to look at translation. We want to translate. Translation. Now translation is the change in position of the object. Now here the size of the object will not change, it's just the position that will change. And because its position is changing, you need something to shift that vector from one point to another. So the vector, translating the vector, just like in physics you said translation of motion is the type of motion in which all the points on the object will move in the same direction and they will be displaced by the same amount. So the same happens here. If I'm going to move a vector, I'm going to change the position of the vector, then I have to involve a shift vector. Something must shift that vector from one point to another. So that's what human beings do as well. The moving from your house to the school is you are translating your body, because all the parts on your body will move in the same direction and by the same distance. So vectors also can move from one point to another based upon the translation vector. So in translation we need first the basic formula is going to be the image is the object plus the shift vector. Now that shift vector is what is called a translation vector as well. So let me take the capital letters for all of them. So we have the translation vector, which is the shift vector, and the image. So in trying to translate, I have to ensure that the object is available and there is a shift vector. There is a particular vector that will push the object from one point to another. Remember I told you I'm moving with transformation. Transformation is changing the position. I'm trying to change the position of the vector. The original position of the vector is called the object point. Now when I shift it with the vector, it will go to a new position. That new position is what is called its image. So before I inquire, I discover the image, I have to get first of all a shift vector. So the object plus the translation vector or the shift vector will give me the image. So this is the formula. So I can move a particular vector. This is the vector. Then if I add the translation vector onto it, then I'll get the image. Just like if I want to, this is the original position. Now I want to move this vector to that position. When it is over there, it's called the image. When I'm here, I'm object. But before I get there, I need to take few steps. So those few steps I'm taking are called the position, are called a shift vector, because I was able to shift my body from this position to there using my leg. So the leg goes for the shift vector, and my original position was the object. Now the new position I'm going to arrive is what is called the image. So you now see how it works. This is the object plus the shift vector gives me the image. So let's see how 2002 was question we apply to this translation. It says translate this object using the shift vector. The translation vector is 3 minus 2, and the the object is a triangle, and that triangle has a coordinate or apex. We have the vertices of that triangle as A, B, C, and we can use that, and you are supposed to draw this so that you see the picture. So we want to see how that triangle is translated. So originally I want to draw the triangle first because I want to identify its position first. So the position, let's say this is the scale given. This is your graph paper. You have been given 2 centimeters to 2 units on both axes. So you are able to draw the axis. Now you want to put the object first of all. So let's put the object there. The object is 1, 1. This is A. This is the vertex is A, and the coordinate is 1, 1, and we have 4 and 2. This is 4 and 2. This is 3. This is 3 and 7. This is 7 somewhere there. 7. So we have that. That is C. So I've got the you use your own ruler. I'm just trying to be fast here. That's why I'm using freehand there. So let's say that's the triangle. I've just given you the triangle. I've drawn the triangle. Let's say you are given the scale here, 2 centimeters to 2 units on both axes. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. So you have drawn your axis and you have drawn the object. So this is the object. In that case, that is the object. Object triangle is ABC. Now you are expected to push this object with this vector. That is the shift vector or the translation vector. So let's check how it is going to be shifted. So the first image position is A1. That is, we want to differentiate the object A with the first position of the image, that is A1. So let me say this is A1, is supposed to be A plus the translation vector. So now if I want to find A1 there, the vector is 1, 1. That is, the x coordinate is 1 and the y coordinate for A is 1 plus the shift vector. The shift vector is a column vector minus 2. So you now have 4 and minus 1. So we have got A. So we can write it in coordinate form as 4, minus 1. Now I want to do it for B also. So B is 4 and 2, and the shift vector is 3 minus 2. So this is 7 and 0 here. So I can write it in proper form, in row form as 7, 0. So I get that. Now I go to C. C1 is 3, 7, and this is plus the vector, shift vector there. So this is 3 plus, that is 3, 7, 3 plus 3, that's 6, 6 and 5. So I've got C1 as 6 and 5. So now this is the image. This is the image of that object B. This is the image of the object A, and this is the image of the object. So in other words, when it is there, that is the object. Now it has been shifted by this vector to a position here. So the A has been shifted by the vector, and this is the new position of A. So now we want to see how it is being pushed from there. You see from the diagram. So we have 4 minus 1. So I'm 4 minus 1 is somewhere here. So I have 4 minus 1, that is A1, 4 minus 1, and I have B is 7 and 0, 7 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. So we have, this is 7, this is B1. So now we have 6 and 5, 6 and 5, this is 6, and this is 5 somewhere there. So I have, this is C1. So we can now use, so let me use another ink so we differentiate between the object and the image. So we have the blue pen here, will tell you the nature of this, the image. So the image triangle is that. So this triangle has been shifted from this position to there. This is now the image. So this image triangle. So it was shifted from this position to this position because of this vector. So you can as well avoid this calculation and try to see how you can just move the vector directly. Since you are not expected to, there is no mark for this kind of computation, you can as well move it by graphical means, meaning you look at the vector is telling you, let's say the translation vector from here is 3 minus 2. So that was 3 on the positive x-axis and -2 on the negative y-axis. So it's telling you you can go 3 steps right and 2 steps down, because on the right of 0 is positive because x is positive, and the down of the y-axis -2 is down to 2 steps down on the y-axis and 3 steps right on the x-axis. So you can also move it without doing this computation. You can just move A. So if I want to move this A, you see how it goes. This is number 1. So if I move to 3 steps, I'm going to move 3 steps from number 1. So if I move 3 steps from number 1, I'm going to move here. This is 1, then this is 2, this is 3, because it said x is 3. So I'm starting from here. I move 1, 1, 2, 3 steps. Now, and the y says move 2 steps downward. That is the negative y-axis, and this is at 1. So I can move 1 step there, then I move here 2 steps. So it's like I have gone this way 3 steps towards the right, because it's +2. It is a plus 3 on the x, and downwards you go right 3 steps, and downwards you go down by -2 steps down. So that's what I'm doing. So I move 3 steps there, 1, 2, 3, then I move 2 steps down, 1, 2. So you can still arrive here. Instead of doing that computation, you can still move it by graphical means, but looking at the vector. The vector is a positive value on the x-axis, and that is 3. So it's telling you move the vector 3 steps, move the position A 3 steps this way, and move it down 2 steps down. That is the meaning of this translation vector. 3 steps to the right and 2 steps down. That is the meaning of -2. If it was -2, -2, I'm going to move 2 steps this way and 2 steps down. So you watch out here. When there is no time for you to do this computation, you can just use this technique and just move it according to the vector. That is translation for you. So we have done the first method of transformation, which is translation of the vector. So we have moved this object to move that way. This is now the object triangle, and this is the image triangle. It has been moved by that vector. So that is 2002. Now we go to the second type of transformation. The second is now reflection. So watch this. We are going to move with the second one. The second one is now, so I have already done that. So I want to, I'll keep this triangle there. Now we'll use the same example to go through our second type of transformation. You have the A was that. This is reflection. Reflection is actually the mirror image of the object. It's like you have a line of symmetry through, like just like you put a plane mirror before you. The position of the plane mirror is a line that is going to bisect the distance between the object and the image. So when they say reflection, reflection like just the dividing or bisecting the distance between the object and the image. So when you stand before a mirror, a plane mirror, you will see that your image is at the back of the mirror there. So when you move backward, the image also will move, because the same distance from the mirror to you must be the same distance from the mirror to the image. So that is reflection. So reflection is done in so many ways. We can say, one, the first type of reflection is we want to reflect it in the x-axis. So if I want to reflect this in the x-axis, now the x-axis is the one that is going to be seriously affected in that case. So in other words, the object must go positively, the x-axis must be positive to receive the object. So it is x comma minus y. So what I will do for you here is to just give you first of all the formulas for reflection on the type of reflection. Then we use them one after the other to get there. So okay, we can go this way also. So instead of trying to, because of space, we can use one after the other and move. So we still want to use that triangle over there, the example, and we see how it is reflected in the x-axis. And what is this type of reflection? It's like, the mirror is on the floor. When the mirror is on the floor, that is the x-axis. Let's say I have a bottle. A bottle is standing there, and if I want to reflect this bottle on the x-axis, I want this bottle to appear this way, there. This is the reflection in the x-axis, and to get this bottle to reflect its image in that x-axis this way, this is the formula that will push you to that stuff. So this is the reflection in the x-axis. This is like standing on top of a pool of water, or you stand on top of a bucket of water. You will see that your head is going to be, the image of you inside the water is going to be upside down. If you did some physics, you know how images are formed when you stand on top of a pool of water or a bucket of water, or you put mirror on the floor. When you put the mirror on the floor and you look at yourself inside the mirror, you find out that you're going to be inverted. So that is telling you that your reflection has been along the x-axis. So how do I get the object to move to get that reflected image upside down? It is this formula that gets you there. So let's go to the second type. The second type is the reflection in the y-axis. In the y-axis, now this time it is the turn of the y. The y becomes positive and x is negative. So in that case, I now want to make this bottle to appear in this axis. This is the mirror is now here. So the mirror is now here. When the mirror was here, the object appeared here. That is in the x-axis. X-axis is reflected in the x-axis. Now if I put the mirror vertically, this object, the image will be in this way. This is the reflection in the y-axis. So how will this object be reflected in the y-axis? This is the formula. The negative comes on the x and the y becomes positive. When I'm reflecting in the x-axis, the x becomes positive and the y becomes negative. And the reverse of that is in the y-axis. Now I want to use these two and just show it on that diagram there. So let's see how we can reflect this. I'm moving the translation just so that we can have enough space here. So we have the two. Now we have, I'll just draw this thing back for you properly. So we have the axis. This is 4 and this was 6. Now we have 2 over there. Now this was, so we still use that example 2002 and we try to reflect it in the x-axis. So now I'm going to use ABC and reflect it in the x-axis and y-axis that we plot. We find out that if this shape I showed here with the picture must be the one that is shown there on the object as we move. So we want to translate that object A. A is, now I call it A2 in this case. So let me call it A2 because the first one was A1. So here A2, it says bring the x that is 1 and the minus, the y becomes minus. B, that is, this is for reflection in the, so I'll do the two together so that we just save time there. Now we'll have the two. This is reflection in the x-axis and reflection in the y-axis. In the x-axis is x comma y and in the y-axis is minus x comma y. So I'm using those objects and give us this. So A2 is supposed to be 1 minus 1 and B2 is supposed to be 4 minus 2 and C2 is supposed to be 3 minus 7. So I come back to the y-axis. The y-axis with the same object, the x becomes positive. Let's say A3 in that case. A3 is now minus 1 comma 1 and B3 is going to be minus 4 comma 2 and C3 is minus 3 comma 7. So watch what I'm doing here. In this case, it is the x-axis that is positive, that is negative. So up there, you see the x-coordinate, the x-coordinate of all those points there are all negative in that case. And this reflection in the x-axis, it is the y-coordinate that are all negative. So watch the formula. The formula says x comma y. X is positive, y is negative. Here, x is negative, y is positive. So we can see how it's going to be established here. This is object position, so we want to see how it has been reflected. In this case, the mirror is on the floor, so we want to see how the object can show its image using that. So I plot it. This is 1 minus 1. This is 1 minus 1. So I have A1, A2 here in that case. This is 1 minus 1. Then I have 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2. This is B2. Now we have 3 minus 7. This is 3 minus 7. This is minus 7. Here, this is C2. So I join the points there and draw my triangle. So you see that the triangle is reflected, the picture, the image of this guy is reflected in the x-axis. So the mirror is on the floor. In this case, the mirror is on the floor. So we have it there. So you see this object, the object has been given, the image has been reflected along the x-axis. That is how this image gets there. Let's see how it is also reflected in the y-axis. In the y-axis is minus 1, 1. So it's minus 1, 1. This is A3. This is A3. This is minus 1 and 1. This is 1. So now A3 and we have B3 is minus 4 and 2. Minus 4 and 2. This is B3. And we have minus 3 and 6. This is minus 3 and 6. This is C3. So you have this guy coming like this. This is there and there. And you have, and so you can see this is 6. I'll just put it right up there. This is minus, this is 3. It is 7 in that case. Minus 3 and 7. So I put it right up. This is 7. So it is minus 3 and 7. This is 7. So this is C3. So I go right up there. So now you see that it has been reflected in the y-axis. So this guy is reflected in the y-axis, and here it's reflected in the x-axis. The mirror image is, this is the y-axis. So it has divided the distance between the object and the image symmetrically. That's what we call it, the bisecting the distance between the object and the image along the y-axis gives you the y-axis reflection. And we have the x-axis reflection, which is showing the mirror on the floor. Here the mirror is standing upright. It's just like you put mirror in front of your face. If you put it in front of the face, what you see is, you see the face. You see the front part of your face, not the back, because it is the front part that is before the mirror. So when it's before the mirror, you see your image at the back. So here the mirror is right there, and the object is showing its image at the back. Here the mirror is right there, so the object is showing its image there. So this is the x-axis reflection, and this is y-axis reflection. So now we have done the two. So we come back to the next one, the type of reflection, but C, Roman 2. Let me say Roman 2. This is Roman 1, and this is Roman 2. So Roman 3 now, reflection in the line. So we have reflection in the line y equals x. In the line y equals x. So in this case the formula is y comma x. So it is like interchanging. So if I say reflection in the line America equals Nigeria, it means that I'm going to interchange Nigeria to America, America to Nigeria, or Gambia equals Sierra Leone. I'm going to interchange Sierra Leone for Gambia, or Gambia for Sierra Leone. So that's what I mean by y. In the line y equals x means that the coordinate of x are replaced by the coordinate of y. The coordinate of y are also replaced by the coordinate of x. That's vice versa. So it means that where there is an x in the original triangle, you are going to replace that x coordinate with a y. That's the meaning of reflection in the line y equals x. So where there is x, I put y. Where there is y, I put x, and vice versa. So let's go to A4. This is A3. A3 is there. So now let's take A4. A4 for this. It's now I'm changing 1, 1 here, because the numbers are the same. The x coordinate is 1, the y coordinate is still 1. So even if I interchange them, I'm still going to have the same 1, 1. So let's go to B4. B4, now these ones are different numbers. So the x coordinate is 4 and the y coordinate is 2. So in this case, I'm going to bring the 2 and the 4. The y coordinate becomes the x coordinate, and the x coordinate becomes the y coordinate. That's the meaning of transformation. We are changing the vector. So I can change the coordinate of the vector in trying to effect the transformation principle, because you said transformation is the process by which you can change the position of the vector and also the size of the vector. So in the process, I can change the coordinate of the vector. So that is why we are changing, because we want to reflect it in the line y equals x. We want to make the x coordinate becomes the y and the y becomes the x. So now I go to C4. For C4, it's like reversing it also there. The 7 becomes the x and the 3 becomes the y. So it's 7, 3. So I have interchanged them. So that is the basis here. You have to ensure that you interchange the coordinate. Where there is x, you put y. Where there is y, you put x. So now see, let's plot it and you see what happens there. It is 1, 1. So it's going to be here, this part. So let me use another marker, another color. Let's say blue in this case. This is A4. A4 is 1, 1, the same position, and to 4 you have 2, 4. This is 2, 4. Here is B. This is 2 and 4. This is B4, and you have 7, 7, 3. This is 7, and this is 3. This is 3. So 7, 3. That is C4. So I can now use the ruler to get that here, and this guy goes there. So I'm trying to really change. So you see the pattern there. You have seen that the X, the blue image there is showing the reflection in the line y equals x. So you have seen that it has symmetrically divided that triangle. It is like the C4 came that way, and you saw how the B also run the other way. So now it is reflection in the line y equals x. So what about the next one, which is Roman 4? Roman 4 is reflection in the line. So I get there, reflection in the line. So Roman 4 is reflection in the line y equals minus x. So if you check this, it is just telling you that the difference between this and this is just the minus. So if you want A5, in that case, A5, I just put negative before them. This -1, -1, and B5 is -2, -4, -2, -4, and C5 is -7, -7, -3. So it says plot. So we plot again. This is -1, -1. So I got it here. This is A5. This is -1, -1, A5, or -2, -4. This is -2, -4. This is B5, and you have -7, -3. This is -7 and -3. This is -3. So C5. So you take the ruler again and go. This is my free hand is like a ruler, so you can use your ruler to figure out that. So now I have reflected it in the line y equals minus x. So you can see that this structure, this blue structure, is the same as this. The only thing is that it has changed each position to the negative axis, because it is the difference between this and this is only the negative. So y in the line y equals minus x is just to change the position from the positive axis there to the negative. So this is A5. So we go back to the next one, which is Roman figure 5. This is 4, now 5. Roman figure 5 is in the line, reflection in the line. I just write that. It's reflection in the line, x equals a constant. So it's possible that I can reflect using a particular constant. When I use a constant and that constant is a variable in x, it means that it is the x-axis that is affected here. So I have to ensure that the coordinate of the y in this vector is not affected at all, because here the constant is affecting the negative value, the x value. So in the normal vector representation, the coordinate system of vector is that, let's say this is the vector, it is x followed by y. That is a normal coordinate system. The x coordinate the y follows the x in that order. So now when I'm coming to reflect in the line x equals k, it is the x-axis that is affected, because the constant came in the form of a variable on the x-axis. So it becomes, the formula becomes, since the x-axis is the first guy here, so it is going to be affected by 2k minus x comma y. The y-axis is not affected at all. So if I want to also reflect it in the line, reflection in the line y equals a constant. This time the constant is on the y, so it becomes x comma, the x is not affected, but this guy is affected. So you now look at the formula there. It is in the reflection in the line x equals a constant. It is the x-axis, this is the x coordinate that is affected. This is 2k minus x. But if this the reflection is in the line y equals k, it is the y-axis that is affected, the 2k minus y. The constant goes on the y-axis. Now the constant here is on the x. So now we want to see how maybe I just use one of them here, and we see how it is being reflected. So you have already written all of this, so let me just use how this one is affected. We want to reflect it in the line. We want to show a sample of it, so as it goes. So now we want to, you now know how all of them come, but I'll just use an example of this just to draw it there. That will take one important question which we can solve.